Right. How is it now? What's going on? Okay. And everything seems to be back to normal, question mark? Okay. That was weird. Alright. Everything's fine now. Well, let me do my intro once again. Hello everyone, it's the Space Bounty Hunter here to improve your day, Guy Skywalker. And we're back with day 2. I guess let's just get right into it. There we go. So today we're going to be making a trainer card and going through basically every generation, every team I used. So let's start with this. Got some background. Guy, Sky Walk. Okay, let's just go with GSW. Alright, so starting off with original games. So, interesting story here. I haven't actually cleared Gen 1 with a team of my own. Sometimes during playthroughs, I like to use, like, other teams. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just put a trainer here. There we go. So I use, like, theme teams sometimes. So, like, for like multiple games I used Ash's team. So I haven't cleared the games with my own team. But there are a few standouts that usually stay on my team. One of them is, if I can spell, which one should we put? Let's put you. There we go. Venusaur. Venusaur is usually the starter I pick whenever I play Gen 1. That's how it is. Oh wait, let's go Pikachu and Eevee. I used my own team, but it was mostly just the free Pokemon that gives you Pikachu, the starters, Lapras, I believe, and then who else? Now this is gonna be a problem trying to recollect it. I always remember like 80% something, then it's like the last bit, it's like, oh wait, what's that? Either way, when I saw Bulbasaur, I was like, this is it. This is my starter. This is one I'm picking. But way back, during what's that ping? Way back during my playthrough of Pokemon Yellow, I was like, it's hard leveling up multiple Pokemon. So I'm just gonna have one really strong one. And that was Pidgeot. And so then I would use the other Pokemon as it's unfortunate, but as shields so I can heal Pidgeot to take him through. I went all the way up to Koga, and then there's the trainer in the Pokemon Center, and it's like, you should, level up all your teams. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I feel bad using all my other Pokemon as shields. So I guess I've only went as far as this with a team of my own, not team-based, not counting the Let's Go game. So starting off good. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Gen 1. Yeah, this is pretty much who I use. And you know what? It's not gonna get any better by the time we reach Johto. Because if you saw my previous one, there we go. My starter. Ooh, this one's cool. My starter in this game, same thing with Bulbasaur. I saw it and instantly I was like, yes! This is the one I want. This is the one I need. And it was Typhlosion. And it's like, this thing's really cool. And then I went to the route and I was like, hold on. The route right after the gym leader, and the website will load. There you go. That's... nope. Alright. And I got Ampharos. And I went over and I was like, it's a cute sheep Pokemon, I'll take it. And this one team, I did just use these two. It wasn't like Gen 1 where I only used Venusaur or Pidgeot. No, this one I used these two, and then I had the Spearow that they give you as like the free gift, and I used that for Fly. And who else was there? There was 3 other just like fodder Pokemon. I'm sorry, but that would be there so I can heal my Pokemon. So let's just put Sentret there. But with this team, I made it all the way through. Beat every gym leader. This badge gave me trouble. Flaffy wasn't strong enough to take down Poliwrath alone, so my Quilava had to pick up the slack also. But then after that, it was easy. And I beat the gym leaders, and I beat the champion, went to Kanto, won. And can I? No. So then... and I never brought back the Spearow. I'm sorry. But that was the team. And I beat it. Wasn't pretty, but I did it. So... but as we go on more through the generations, I use more and more Pokemon. So then we got to Gen 3! And I use a Swampert. There you go. It's just one of those Pokemon you just see. It's like, out of the 3 Pokemon, Trico, Sceptile, and Torchic, and you just see Mudkip, and it's like, yes! This one! That was Mudkip for me. I don't usually jump in with pre-info. Not until Gen 5. So it was just like, this looks good, I'm gonna use it. So then after that, I caught Swallow. Good bird Pokemon. And I think... for this game, Ruby and Sapphire, yeah. I think I only went up to... like here-ish. But if we count Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's a different scenario. Brand new team. And I used the Latios. I'm sorry. It was given as a gift and I was like, do I need to level this thing so I can fly across the skies? No. That's a post-game thing. But then it also gave you a free... not a free Metapod. It gave you a free autocorrect. No, a free shiny Metagross, which I used. And it was really strong. Let's see, held item. Nah, you get the idea. So, went through, got most of the badges. But those weren't the only Pokemon. This was years later. I used a full team. Okay? And one of those was Aggron. Aggron was one of the ones I always saw and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let me try it. Not too... It's good defensively, but not offensively. It was one that's like, oh, not as good as you would want it to be, and then its mega form changed what it was into something else, and then it's like, what am I supposed to do? But these were the main ones that I recall off memory, because we're going off memory, because I forgot to go look at my game files. But it's fine. But I think in the 5th slot was a... not... no. Yes. I believe it was Walrein. I believe so. And I was able to beat the game, go through, and all that. I believe the last one was Altaria. Blue. Very blue group, but maybe it wasn't Walrein. I know I had someone with Surf, for sure. And 2 flying types, because I didn't know if I would keep Latios. Because I was like, I don't really like using the legendaries during the game, so... But that's how it ended up happening, and I kept them. Now, we go past Gen 3 into Gen 4! This one I have much better recollection on. And... Infernape. Let's go with this one. Can't reset this to make it easier. Whatever. Oh, I can clear badges. Infernape was really strong. He was the ace in my team. And going into the Elite Four and Champion, I was under level, so I was like, why don't I just level my whole team up to 50? Make it easy. Well, wasn't that easy. I tried to level them all up at once, and I was like, well, let me do something else. Let me level one up at a time. Then when I got to Infernape to level 50, I was like, well, maybe I should get it to 60, because the champion will probably be around 60. And I kept leveling and leveling, then I was like, I'm close to 100. Why don't I just level Infernape up to 100? So that was my first level 100 Pokemon, Infernape. And for flying type, I use the Pelipper! Yeah, it's just one of those Pokemon I really like. If you saw the previous stream, but so when I saw it in the wild, I was like, I need to catch it. It looked so good. And it was pretty good. Good use of fly, some water type moves. It's pretty good. And then I also had Machamp. Now Machamp, it wasn't the one you traded for to get, I believe. I believe I caught... No, I did trade for it. So it came with a matcha brace. Then I saw in the wild, I was like, oh wait, you can just catch these? Well, dang it. But he was really strong. But since he was holding the matcha brace and I didn't know, I was just a wee lad, okay? So he held on to it and got super slow. And it's like, ugh. But he was strong. But maybe not so strong as this next Pokemon. I used Lucario. I hatched it from the egg. I was like, wait a second. This thing looks like the one from the movie. Let me train it up, raise it. Maybe it is. And then it was, and it's like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna use it. And I did, and it was really strong. Just like the next member. Not Mark. It's... Gosh dang it, Mark! Garchomp. Why did you put space? I got a Garchomp. I went to the area underneath. I was exploring, looking for items, saw this cave. We explored around, found a Gibble. I was like, that's cool, let me catch it. Caught it. And it became a Garchomp and became very strong. Now, remember how I said earlier, I remember 80% of the team, not the full team. That applies the same from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as it does here. I don't recall who I used in my 6th slot, but I do believe it might have been... That's right, a B-Barrel. Because... Okay, that looks right, yep. Because you would need strength and rock climb. My Pelipper had surf, or B-Barrel had surf. Pelipper had fly. My Infernape had cut. Lucario, I believe, had rock smash. So between all of them... Oh yeah, and my Machamp had strength. So then B-Barrel can have basically all the other HMs. So that was my Sinnoh team. I did beat the game, but it was mostly because I had a level 100 Infernape. The others, they helped a bit, but Infernape just swept the league. So much so that I would use Infernape as my main lead and have other Pokemon, like 5 other Pokemon to level up in my like team. So I would send one out, switch, Infernape, clear, and then there'd be one with the EXP share, so then multiple Pokemon can level up. So it's like, okay. But yeah. When I got the first badge, I had Infernape and Machop. And I think Bidoof came later, actually. I think he was in a PC as... Maybe it was, I just caught it as a B-Barrel, and I was like, oh, it can use this stuff? Sure. I believe around this point I caught Wingull. And then between... Wait. You can get Gibble at this point, but... Yeah, I don't think I went back until roughly... I would say around this badge, I went back, got Gibble, because in that area, that's right, you needed Flash. Flash in your bike on a certain mode. So then I went back with Flash, did that side quest, found a Gibble, headed back, and just leveled it up in my party. Because I remember, well, that he was a Gabite when I had the egg. And I think I hatched it before I beat this gym leader. But pretty much the team was like this when I got to here. Actually, yeah, between these two badges, that's when my Machop went all the way up to a Machamp. He was like a Machoke from here onward. And then at this point, I evolved him through trade with my brother. And then just went through, clear the badges, clear the game, and everything was peachy. Download card. Let me think about that. Downloading. Downloaded. We're back. Alright, clear badges. Can I clear Pokemon? Nope. Whatever. So then after that was the Heart Gold games. That's one where I used Typhlosion and Ampharos. I didn't get the original Gen 2 games till much later. With Crystal, and I used Cyndaquil, Mareep, and some other Pokemon, but the battery in the cartridge was dying. So then I couldn't actually save the data. It would just delete after a few hours. I was like, I just beat the 8th gym. I was gonna go to champion at least. Gosh dang it. Stinks, but I need to get a battery and find someone who can replace the battery in it. But I guess it is what it is. Now on to Unova. And Unova, I had a Samurott. It was one I really liked, and this is where I started following more people in the Pokemon community. And I remember seeing Oshawott, but not as Oshawott, but as its Japanese name, Mimajumi. And that was the first Japanese word I learned! It was the first, like... I practiced so much because I was like, I want to be ready for when the game comes over. I already have the name down pat. And then they changed it to Oshawott. Then I had to learn it all over again. Gosh dang it! Hold on. Okay. And then oh, that's right. I use this Pokemon. Not Autocrack, knock it off. I use a Panseer because the gym leader, since I had a water starter, it had grass, so I don't think you can get like a P-Dove to counter it at that time. So it's like well, I'll use this for now. And then as time went on, hold on. As time went on, it just started falling off more and more, so then I just replaced it. I was like, man, this thing isn't that good. But what I did replace it with, unfortunately, yes, no, was Unpheasant. And Unpheasant, he was alright. Nothing crazy, nothing horrible. So yeah, beat that, and then I added PDuff to the team. Beat that, and then when I got to the 4th gym, before I got to the 4th gym, I got a oh gosh, how do you spell its final info? Croc. Core. You know what? Not. We'll just put you as a Sandile till I can remember. I got a Sandile, okay? It helped against Electric Gym. Since I was online more, I knew the types of the gyms coming up. So then I got a Sandile. But that's not all I got before the 4th gym. I got Zoro. I got the event Zoroark. I got the Zorua, evolved it, and then I got the Zoroark from the other previous event where you needed the legendary shinies. It was good. It was sorta unfortunate that its ability isn't good in the main line. Like when you're playing the game, it's better for online, but it's still like it doesn't have enough defense to be what its ability wants it to be. So essentially it gets hit, gets knocked out, and that's it. And it's like, oh, man. It was so cool, though. But he was there throughout the whole journey. And let's see. Beat that. And yes. After this one, I got Drudigan. I saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Then it's like, oh, it's a dragon? That's even cooler. And I used it. Another one where it's like, it's sorta okay. Samurai and Crocodile were the more stronger ones. Crocodile, whatever. So when I got oh, there we go. Ha ha ha! So when I got that one, it was around the time of the Ice Gym, so it's like, it's not gonna help much. And it had, like, the ability where other Pokemon take damage when it hits you. But it's like, It was okay, you know? And my final team member, who was it? Let's see. It wasn't B-Barrel. I just can't get rid of these for some reason. What? It wasn't Zepstrika. It wasn't... Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. I forgot you in the long run. I'm sorry. I got socked before the 2nd gym. Okay, and I messed up the badge count. So, 1st gym, it was Oshawa and Panseer. Then eventually I dropped Panseer. And I got P-Dove and Sock. And Sock cleared the gym. He was really strong, and he just stayed relatively strong throughout. Then clear this gym. And then that's when I got Sandal, Zoroark, cleared this, went there. Skyla was sort of difficult because I didn't have anything that was completely strong against hers. Every move I had and everything was neutral. Neutral or weak. So it was fairly difficult. And then after the Ice Gym Leader, I think after you have the encounter with N, then I got Dredigan. And this was the team I beat it with. Quite a bit of type overlap. That's one of the things where it's like, I just use Pokemon in types I like, rather than something that's comprehensive or strong. So, let me just do this real quick. Download. Sure. Oh wait, no! That's why, dang it! Since I put it as an animation, it wasn't just a quick, easy drag like PNG. No! Well, in 5% more, then it's complete. Then we can continue on. Ah, gosh dang it. That was my fault, I'm sorry. I can't even stop it. It's too late now. No! Oh, I didn't think that far ahead. I refresh and everything's gone. Well, Diamond Pearl it is. I just put Ethan because I think he's probably my favorite trainer design. GSW. Okay. So now we are at... Oh, Black and White 2! That's right! I know for sure I got a Samurott. I started with Oshawott because I liked it from the first game. We're going with the non-animation, gosh dang it. Who else was it? I believe I had an Evolution. I think it might have been the first time I actually used an Eevee. I believe I evolved it to an Espeon. Was that? No. I know I had Evolution. It wasn't Samurai. It wasn't Vaporeon. It wasn't Flareon because I had a Growlithe. We'll put you because you look cool. So I beat this gym leader. And I beat you. Oh, that's right. I got the event Meloetta. I was like, there was some other Pokemon of significance on my team. What was it? And it's like, oh, that's right, Meloetta. Because I only had Oshawott because there was no other Pokemon early on that I want. Oh, wait, there was! The return of... I would say the goat, but he's a sheep! Ampharos. The first gym leader, I only had Oshawott. By the time the second gym leader, I was able to get Ampharos. So it's like, yes! And then I got an Arcanine. Arcanine before the third because there was that area, the port area. So I got these three because I was like, I like them all. I haven't used an Arcanine up to this point in the series, so I was like, let me try it out. And as you can probably guess, it's pretty great because it's an Arcanine. I remember hunting down an Eevee. I just don't remember the evolution. It wasn't Umbreon. It wasn't Flareon. It wasn't any of the original Kanto. It wasn't Glaceon or Leafeon, because with that, you would have to... Those were post-game. Well, I'll come back to that. But before this, for the fourth gym, I'm pretty sure I got another Sandile. So good, he got a sequel! He was just really good, and it's like, alright, I want to use him again. And I beat that, no new additions. Beat you, no new additions. I didn't use MacLeod on the journey. I didn't use any other electric types because I had one. Who's my flying type? Was it on Fezzik again? I think it was on Pheasant. Hold on. Pokemon Black to all Pokemon. Oh, instantly. I remember now. I remember now. So, you weren't here because you were here. Braviary. Because since it was so hard to get, it was so far late into the game, and it took so long to level it up. They made it so you can get a Braviary or Mandibuzz depending on the copy of the game you got. And I got Braviary the same time I got Sandile. So then, that's what it was. That's my flying type. Now, who was my the last party member? That's a good question. I don't know why I have this problem. It's like I can name everyone up to the last member, not just a Pokemon, but like of everything. It's weird. Let me recollect again. AKA, look at the list of available Pokemon. Wasn't you? Oh, instantly again. I remember. I think I even talked about this. So I beat you, and then before you get to fight Kyurem, you can get a... That's not how you... Thank you, autocorrect. Not Melmetal, but a Metagross. Probably the strongest team I've had so far. Granted, it's not hard to do that since it's actually a team of 6 varied types. So this was my team. Not much Unova in the Unova game, but there's a lot of Pokemon from previous games that I either liked, or, well, I guess it's a half and half, you know? So, there's Pokemon that was hard to get that I haven't used before, like Braviary and Metagross. Pokemon I really like, Samurott, Ampharos, Crocodile, and then the last member, Arcanine. So, that was pretty good, and it was fun. It was a fun team, strong. I forget if I beat Cynthia with it. But, going on to the next generation, This one, there's quite a lot. So let's start with Chespin slash Chestnuts. Let's do this. Ooh, that's cool. I started with Chespin. It was the one I liked the most out of them all. My second favorite was probably Fennekin. Froakie at first wasn't really for me. And then Froakie became Greninja and everyone loved him. The end. But I thought Chespin was cute. Quilladin? It's Quilladin. Yeah. But then it became Chestnut and it's like, oh, it's so awesome. But it wasn't like previous starters I had, which were more offensive. This one's has a sort of mix of offense and defense with its spiky shield move, but he also has like wood hammer. So it was like it was spreading my knowledge. But this was a game of megas, and we were in the era of pre-order bonus Pokemon. And the bonus for this one was Blaziken. Let's see if they have. There we go. Blaziken. That. So I used the Blaziken. I swear I can spell. Blaze. Whatever, we'll leave it like this. I used Blaziken. It was a really cool mega, and I was like, yeah, let me use that. But so it was Torchic, Chespin, and then my other Pokemon, Vivillon. And Vivillon was a member I wanted to use as we went on, but since it was an early game Pokemon, it became harder and harder to justify keeping him on the team. So eventually I had to, I believe, yeah, use him here, and then, no? Yeah, I dropped him between the second and third gym, unfortunately, but he was falling behind massively. But I did get a Lucario, because the game gave you a free one. So, I used it, and we're coming into the problem I had, in which there was too many megas that I wanted to use, but you can only have one mega at a time. That's unfortunate. And I barely remember this gym leader, but I beat him. I also had... I had Talonflame. I believe it was Chespin, Torchic, Fletchling, and then Vivillon as the team for quite a bit. Then after second gym, Vivillon had to go. So then it was these four. And then who was it afterwards? I believe I had one more Mega. Trying to remember the gym leaders. These were like the main four Pokemon I would use. Who's the water type? Because I usually have a flying type, which is Talonflame, and a water type. And it's like, who was it? Who? Well, hold on. Whoop. Pokemon X all Pokemon. Wasn't you, wasn't you. I wanted to get Clauncher, couldn't get it. Nope, 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 nope. Oh gosh. Who was it? It wasn't Charizard. Was it Oh, I did get Mega Charizard, but I didn't use it. I didn't get Sylveon. Might have been previous gen Pokemon I used. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No. No, no, no. 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 Oh, come on! No, what? Who did I use? Did I have a bar type? Pretty sure I did. I'm looking through this list, and it wasn't Evolution. Wasn't Halucha. Wasn't Sigilyph. I still don't forgive it. What was it? Not Carbink. No, not Ampharos. Not Mantine, not... Did I use Lapras? Oh, that's right, I used Lapras. That's what it was. Because it had the cool animation to where it shows you riding on it. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, there was some water type, I know for sure. But who was it? And I believe I got it around... What was it? There was... I believe between these... Well, no. Yeah, between these two gyms. Because you get... And then there's this small body water you need to cross. And it's, I guess, just to show off, look, you can ride Lapras. And then there's like no other mandatory water for the rest of the region. Kalos. You're so Kalos. And I believe there was one more Mega that I used. I believe I had 3. Nope, 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 nope. I will find it eventually. Wasn't Altaria. I just looked through the whole Pokedex and didn't find one Pokemon that reminded me of the 6th one I've had. My final party member. Oh gosh. It wasn't a dragon. Oh wait. Oh wait, I think... Oh. Oh. Remember what I said before? So good it got a sequel. Yep. Garchomp is back. I guess I should put Mega Garchomp. Hold on. Mega Garchomp. I'm sorry, it's... Blaze. Hold on. There we go. There we go. It looks much more aesthetically pleasing now. There we go. And that was my team. Which... It's alright. Sorta carries the same elements from the last team where it's like half new... Well, no. I was gonna say half new gen, half old gen. Well, I guess if you count the Megas, then it's technically, but... Yeah, I didn't use a lot of Kalos Pokemon. Sorry. And we talked about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where it was like I just used Pikachu, the Lapras I gave you, the 3 starters, and like a Pidgeot, I guess. Wasn't that crazy of team, but it was there. Oh my gosh. So that was Kalos. Then after that was Alola. And I was contrarian, okay? I had the best of boys. Poplio. There was a lot of hate online for Poplio. Until it became this. And then everyone loved it because it was apparently really good tanky. And then the first island, I also got 2. There we go. Lycan Rock. What do I even put? Are these in Badge Order? No? Or... let's just close this for now. It's not gonna help me. We'll open that for now. I got Primarina and Lycanroc, because I like Poplio, and it felt like I was the only one in the world at that point. But I was in with everyone else who was like, you know what? Lycanroc's pretty cool. I like this version of Lycanroc more. I'm sorry. But I also had this Pokemon. Yep. Vikavolt. Now you're probably like, oh, why are you upset? You know, Vikavolt's cool. It is! It just takes forever to evolve. Putting down my glasses for this one, because Vikavolt. Oh, no. So I was like, oh, it's an early game bug. Let me try it out. Oh, let me see if it can work later on and be cool, you know? I was like, oh, it's gotta evolve here. How about here? Maybe it needs a Thunderstone. Oh, I found it. Let me use it. It didn't evolve. Let me try something else. And maybe next island. So I searched it, and it's like, you need to go to this island. It's like, well, what island is that? The last island you go to before beating the game. And you get, like, its original form super early in the game. So I had to use a Charge-a-Bug forever. That eventually I started to give up on wanting to evolve it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I just won't evolve it. Maybe I'll just keep it like as a tank. Because at this point, I don't think it evolves anymore. Finally did, and I was already used to it as a tank, so it's like, ugh. Vikavolt. Why you do this to me? But I had a Toucannon. He looked cool. I like Picky Peck's original form. I was like, let me try this out. And it's alright. It's nothing too crazy. Nothing where it's like, oh, this thing, it cinched it for me. I was using Beak Blast, Fly, like Air Slash, and it's like, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to excel at any of those. So it's like, alright, well, I need someone to fly anyway, so I'll keep it. But I use this one because of course I had to. It's amazing. I remember searching for Mimikyu. I saw it as the boss. I was like, I want to catch that. I want to catch that totem Pokemon. Let me do it. Let me catch it. Dang it. It wouldn't let me. And then it's also like it calls for backup, and it's like you can't catch those either. Oh, come on. So I went around searching, and I was like, all right, I'm not leaving this area until I catch it. And I did, and I was like, yes! Vindication! And then who was my last Pokemon? You know what time is? Search. Pokemon Sun. All Pokemon. Alola Dex. Alright. So, nope. Let's see. I got my water type. I got my flying type, so... Who else was it? I'm pretty sure this time around I was like, alright, no old Pokemon. I want a full team of new Pokemon. So, no. Already have you on the list. No, couldn't find you. No. That's what it was. Okay. Now you'll probably be slightly surprised about this one. Lurantis. This game I got most of the Pokemon fairly early on and just stayed with them. I got Primarina, I got I believe it was Rockruff next, then Picky Peck. Because I was like, well, I need a flying type, so then I can fly to the previous islands when I get that. And then I believe I was like, man, this Lurantis thing is strong. Let me get its pre-evolution and raise it up. And then I'll have a strong grass type. Then I was like, oh, this thing evolves into Vikavolt. Let me use that. And it just stayed as that team until I got the final member, Mimikyu. And that was it. It was a game where I got most my team at the start, but it didn't really come into fruition till the end because Vikavolt was still a Charjabug for so long. I don't know how much I need to stress this. Everyone else was fully evolved, max stats and everything. Charjabug was still a Charjabug. Ugh. But that was my team. A lot more defensive Pokemon with Primarina, Mimikyu, and Charjabug was a defensive Pokemon for a long time. But then there was offensive ones like Lurantis, Lycanroc, and Toucannon. So it was fairly balanced until Charjabug evolved, and it's like, you know what? I'm going all out speed, and it's like, ah. You had to ruin it. But Vikavolt, since it was at the end of the game, didn't get much time to shine, but it did get some time at least. I remember it being fairly good against the final boss, but you can also tell there's no poison types on this team, and I can assure you none of them had poison type moves. Why do I bring this up? Because Lusamine had a Clefable, which is fairy type and very bulky. And I beat all the rest of her team easy. It was just that Clefable that just held on and just wouldn't get knocked out. I was like, oh my gosh. So then it took forever. Multiple revives and healings, but eventually I whittled it down and beat it because I think it also had Moonlight, so that means it healed. Great. Ugh. But that was Alola. Now to Galar. And Galar. I used... Inteleon. I used... What was it? No. Froggy... No. Oh gosh. What? Hold on. Pokemon Sword. Oh no, I use Shield. Shield. All Pokemon. Great. Sobble, that's his name. I use Sobble. Yep. And then shortly after, I got my first Pokemon from it. Gosh dang it, I'm not pressing this in the right order. I used Corviknight. Hold on. There we go. Corviknight. And that one. That was a cool Pokemon. I sort of used it more defensively, I believe. Because Inteleon was more squishy. And I think because of its typing, it became... Yeah, Flying Steel. So it was more bulky. Then remember how I said I made a rule so I will only use new Pokemon? Well, Oopstagoon is a new Pokemon. Yeah, new forms also I'm fine with using. And I was like, a Zigzagoon? New evolution and in a different form? I want to use it! So I ended up using it. And he was pretty cool. He was mostly dark type. That's what I used him for. Hold on. So, it was very situational on what I used it for. But when I did use it, it was pretty good. And who else was after that? Going back. Nope, 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 nope. No. Wait. Wait a second. I got my teams mixed up. That's right. In Sun and Moon, I used Serena. Oh my gosh, it's all coming back to me because I saw this thing. I was like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so... And then I evolved to that. I'm like, what happened to this? It was a berry. Now it's... But it was really strong. It was slow, but it was strong. It wasn't Lurantis. It was Serena. That's what it was. Oh. Because I mixed it up because when I started the Ultra game, I decided to use a Lurantis. It's all coming back to me. Oh my gosh. And who else did I use? All right. Oh, that's right. Gosh dang it. I caught a Centiscore. Well, I caught a Scolipede. It was in a raid, and then I tried to beat it. I was successful and got Centiscorch because I was like, oh, it has a Gigaton Max. Because I think that was one of the early ones revealed. And I was like, I need one. I need a good Pokemon to, use. Whatever. I needed a strong Gigaton Max Pokemon. Because I didn't know if Corviknight was going to be that. But even then, I wasn't opposed to using multiple. Because, as you saw, I wasn't opposed to use multiple Megas. And that one was difficult to get. Because it was... after the first gym, was it? It was when you first unlock the wild area. Then I saw raid, I was like, let me do that, and then I got the full sword and shield raid experience. Magikarp, Lunatone, and all that. Yay. And it was alright, you know? It took a while, but eventually I beat it and got my Centiskorch. My Scolipede, and I evolved it to Centiskorch. And it paid dividends. And it was really strong. Okay, I remember the last two. Then there was a whole lot of no new Pokemon for a long time. I was so desperate to see a new Pokemon because the front end of the game was loaded with new Pokemon. It's like, oh, there's here and one here and one here, and it was so great. And then at a certain point in the game, there is no new Pokemon. Like before the fire type one, I believe, when you're going into the mine area, I was like, I need a new Pokemon. I haven't seen one in forever. So when I saw its pre-evolution Carkol or whatever, the first stage, I was like, I'm gonna catch this and raise it up and evolve it, because I don't know when I'm ever gonna see a new Pokemon again. It was so long. I was like, this can't be it. There has to be a new Pokemon. Some trainer somewhere. And then, of course, the new Pokemon I catch, the Fire-type gym leader uses. I was like, ugh. Of course. So I went back on the drought for a while. But eventually there was new Pokemon. And eventually I got my final team member. Galarian Weezing. Remember that story I told you about I didn't have any poison types or poison type moves, so it made fighting Clefable a pain? I went to rectify that. I got a poison type. The first, like, as its primary type poison type, because I've had Venusaur before, but this one was my dedicated poison type. So if I ever saw a Clefable or whatever else, I can use it. Because when I go online to see the weaknesses of fairy types, it says it's weak to fire. But then when I use fire types on it, it's like it doesn't show super effective. So I don't know if that's... I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what the deal is, but whatever. So there's that. There was my team. And there was more... There's more standouts on this team than I would say other teams, but it's also not a team that fully gelled with my style of playing. Colossal was cool, but I had to use like flame charge to get it to like higher speed, so then it could take advantage of its full attack. Centiskorch was good, and Colossal I use mostly as a rock type, and Centiskorch mostly as a fire type. But I guess I could have put fire on you, put bug on you. You were mostly dark type, you were mostly water type, and flying and steel and poison type user. So, an explosion. Even though I think people say it got nerfed in this game, it's like, ah, great, the one time I want to use it. But that was the team. Yeah, not too many standouts, where it's like if I was making like my ultimate 6 Pokemon from different regions, like if I'm in the Master 8 tournament of the anime, will I pick anyone from here? Maybe Weezing. The others, I don't know. But I enjoyed using them. Inteleon was fast. It's cool in his little snipe shot. Like, phew, it's like, alright, that's cool. They all had their moments. They're good moments, and they're not so good moments. But that leads us off to the last mainline game, Scarlet and Violet. And I started off with there we go. Sprigatito, so I got a Masquerada, and this one, it was pretty good through all the way out. Hone Claws, U-turn, and then its Flower Trick move. Those stayed on it the whole time, and Night Slash to round off to give it a little bit more coverage. Just great throughout. Then I was like, I saw this and I was like, I need it. This isn't a request or an option. Gosh dang it! Auto-correct! Oh wait, I guess I should put Clodsire. Clodsire. And I got Clodsire. And oh my gosh, the first gym leader was Bug. So that means my Sprigatito was no use. So I had my Wooper. I was like, well, it's a poison type. That should help. It's got Poison Tail. It did not go well. It was one of the hardest fights in the game for me. I didn't have anything good against it, so I was struggling all the way through, but I beat it. It just took a bit. Alright, let me go through the list. Pokemon Violet. And hold on. Nope. I wanted to use a Pommet. Hold on, there you go. But to get to its final evolution, you had to like walk a certain amount, and it's like sort of a pain. So I didn't use it. And I was trying to use only new Pokemon, so no reuse unless they had like a new form. So nobody here. Smoliv was cute, but I didn't use Arboliva. Nope. Oh. Okay. Remember when I said I only use new Pokemon? I forgot. And I think I'll put you right here. Hariyama. It was a Pokemon I've been wanting to use for so long that when I saw it, I was like, you know what? Gonna bend my rules for a bit, because when am I ever gonna use a Hariyama or Makuhita again? And I gave it the loaded dice, and it was really good. The massive damage it did with just arm thrust, it's like, why haven't I used you before? There was a lot of Pokemon at the start, because it's an open world game, so it's like trying to remember all of them. Oh, that's right. That's why I left this slot open, because Ceru. Yep, Cerulege. Cerulege wasn't one I was more interested in armor, which I mentioned in previous stream, but so when I found this little Char Cadet, I was like, ah, new Pokemon, let me use it. It was also in that canyon area before the the grass type gym leader, and that thing just put my Switch to the test. I just heard it like as I was in the area and it got hot, I was like, gosh dang, I need to speed run this as fast as I can. So when I saw it, I was like, oh gosh, now I gotta hurry and catch this before my Switch decides it wants, like, it can't handle it anymore. It was like, I have to hurry and get this, please. So then I caught it, saved the game, turned it off, let my Switch calm down, cool down for a bit. Then I played it and sped run out of that area. I don't know what it is with that area, but on my Switch 1, it just does not agree with it. So I was like, okay. So are these not in order? Bug, grass. Who was after that? Did I beat Iona? Yeah, I beat Iona. And then I went to the other side, and this is when a certain little member started to become quite useful. Pachirisu. I initially caught him for pickup, but as the game went on, he started doing pretty good. I had my offense attackers, Meowscarade, Cerulege, Hariyama, so they couldn't take too much big damage. But this thing was soaking up all of the damage and pretty much soloed the water type gym on its own. I tried to switch out to other Pokemon to try and give all the other Pokemon more time to shine, but in every gym battle, this little thing just shined the brightest. And I was like, wow, it's actually pretty good. And who was the normal type? Is that normal type? Yeah. And the team pretty much stayed like this for quite a while. Dragon. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Who's the dragon? Well, whatever. Whatever. But on the way to the Ice Mountain, I found my final team member, which I can't remember her name of, or I can't for certain remember. He is all the way down here. All the way. No. It's not here? Dang it. There you are, at the very bottom. Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur. And what can I say? Hold on. It's a really strong Pokemon. The type coverage is insane on this thing. I have 4 different types on it alone, and then there was like 2 others I could have gotten on it. I was like, I thought you were just supposed to be Ice Dragon. Why you have Psychic and like Dark and Fire and like all these others? It's like, what is this? When some of my other Pokemon are straightforward, Pachirisu, Electric, Hariyama, Fighting, this thing was like, I can be every type. It's like, what are you? This thing's invincible or something. So, this is my team. I did temporarily have a Gardevoir because I went to fight the Team Star member who was fighting type, and my team wasn't really that strong against it. So it was like, I don't think I had Excalibur at the time. Maybe I did, but it was like, I need something to beat it. So I used my resources, leveled up a Gardevoir, and it was okay. It was just, I was like, it was heavily higher level than me. It's like, what do I do? Like, I want to run around the world trying to find trainers. I've already fought everyone around this route. It's like, So Gardevoir was there and it helped out a bit. But the main star of this was Pachirisu. And Pachirisu was there. Super Fang, Nuzzle, Sweet Kiss, all the things installed. So Ceruledge and Meowscarade could team up and take down the boss, the Reverum. And it's like, oh my gosh. But I only realized till after the game that this thing deserved to be on my team during the champion battle. I brought Gardevoir and it did nothing for me. It was so surprising because it was so good in previous games, but then when I brought it here, it just couldn't do anything. I was like, what's going on? And it's like, it just shined how much Pachirisu helps me throughout this journey. And I think one of the things is that I used it mostly as a tank and it was really good at it. I picked it up initially as a pickup Pokemon, but it had the ability Runaway, so it was like, should I just not get it? But I was like, well, let me try and use it. And then I used it and it ended up being something great. Don't sleep on Pachirisu. If you need a tank, apparently this is it. It's really good. So shorter stream than yesterday. But that's pretty much it. There's no section for Legends Arceus, so I'll try and remember it off the top of my head. Hisuian, Typhlosion, Walrein, hold on. Walrein. Trying to remember Pokemon because I can't rely on, the water and flying type, because there's no HMs by this point. So it's just like whoever. Gosh dang it, why can't I remember? I'm getting old. No. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. Pokemon Legends Arceus. All Pokemon. No, I don't want to use AI. Get out of here. No, I don't want Landorus either. Unintentional, but I guess this is the theme. I used Typhlosion because I really like Cyndaquil. And at first I was like, Typhlosion's sort of not that cool when it evolved. But then when it jumped into battle and the flames ignited and the spirits in front, it was like, oh my gosh. This thing is so cool. So who else did I use? Cleavor. I used the Cleavor. I saw it during the boss fight. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then it's like Axe Rock or something move. It's like, that's pretty good. I want to try it. So I brought it on my team and it was pretty solid. I was like, okay. I need to transfer more once I get like Pokemon Home. I need to get some of these Arceus Pokemon onto the later gens, just to see how it is in, like, because Pokemon Champion's coming up. So I should try and get some and see how they are in a more modern setting, rather than being locked in the past. Right, I wanted to use Arcanine, but I couldn't find Growlithe. Until later, after I had my team already, then it's like, oh, there you are. Who else? Not Garchomp. Yes. Hisuian Electrode. I caught Voltorb, but I was like, huh, it's pretty cute. I wonder what it evolves into. Oh, a grass-type Electrode. Okay. And it was pretty much just that, a grass-type Electrode. Fast, electric, and grass-type moves. It couldn't take too many hits, but it could dish out many good hits fast. So, Typhlosion, Electrode, Walrein, Cleavor, two more. Oh snap. Oh no. Wasn't you. Nope. No? No, it wasn't Garchomp. No. Wasn't Tentacruel. No. Cleavor, Typhlosion, Walrein. Walrein, Cleavor. My memory! It's my memory! What was it? Well, when I stream Legends EA, I won't be able to forget. It will be in my memory where it belongs. Why can't I remember last dude? No! Was it Garchomp? No, it couldn't been. It wasn't Wydeer. I didn't get that till post-game. It wasn't Overqueel, no. Tangrowth, no. Logan, no. Had to find... I was having trouble finding it. Like a Petalil. Ursaluna, no. Was it Togekiss? No. What was it? Magnezone? Maybe. Not Gliscor. I should have used the Gliscor. Wait, Typhlosion, Walrein, Cleavor, Electrode. No, it wasn't Zoroark. Whatever. I'll find out later. Gosh. Well, with that, let me go get my dementia pills, apparently. Anyway, with that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a good day, night, evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff. And, as always, Otsu Sky. Bye-bye. See you.